Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We are joined today, it's myself, I am Riggs. We have Mr. Trent Ryan from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Hello, Trent.
Hello, you said that intro in a local radio guy voice. Barstool Sports.
I was kind of thinking earlier about like the intro and how I do it, and I think when you think about it, it kind of messes you up. But we're also joined by Frankie Borelli from the Long Island part of New York. Hello, Frankie.
Coming at you live on WBAB 103, it's Frankie Borelli.
Right.
Yes, our friend Lurch is slinging VR or something somewhere, so he will not be joining on this very show. But who will be is Danielle Kang. She's the 6th best player currently in the Rolex World Rankings. She's a major winner. She's the people's women's golfer. And boy, is this one interesting. It actually starts live from Wayne Gretzky's hockey school in Coeur d'Alene, and I don't think he, in an audio version, appears in this podcast. But in the YouTube version, Wayne Gretzky is just on the podcast multiple times. He's like tying his skates, and then he's passing the puck back and forth with River, who is like DJ and Paulina's 4-year-old son. It was a hell of a start, and Danielle Kang is fucking awesome. So her interview, she talks about the Olympics, how she was literally crying about the rankings because, you know, the top like 4 ranked American female players would make the Olympic team, and how she literally like cried over making the team. She is the most gung-ho Olympian from the golf standpoint that we've heard by far. So the interview was awesome.
Yeah, if you listen to this podcast, you know who Danielle Kang is. I think she might have the most appearances on this podcast for a guest. She's probably 4, 5, 6, 7 times on this show, and she's great. Yeah, people are going to like that interview. She's good every single time.
Yeah,
She's
brings
phenomenal.
the heat, especially like getting Wayno on the fucking YouTube version of this podcast. That's going to be a must watch. I mean, if everyone that's listening to this podcast doesn't immediately go over to the YouTube and just watch that part, that's crazy to me. Like, that video should just get thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views just to see him.
It starts, and I'm like, "Where are you?" She's wearing a crew neck that just says 99 on the chest, and I'm like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm on vacation. I'm with the Gretzky family, and we're at hockey school today. I'm getting ready to go to hockey school." I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" And she's like, "Oh, I'll just show you." So she just gets out of the car where she was doing the interview and walks around the Wayne Gretzky hockey school. Gives me a tour, and during that tour, she's like, "Oh, there's Wayne doing an interview. There's Wayne skating. There's Wayne just stick handling and passing the puck with DJ's son." So the whole thing was very, with like his grandson. So he's passing that. The whole thing was very, very cool. And then you get, 25 minutes or so with myself and Danielle Kang, where she's just talking extremely raw and real about golf, about what she needs to like perform at her best. She's on vacation right now, but she was like, I told her, I was like, introduced her kind of as the 6th ranked player in the world, and she was like, I fell in the rankings again. Fuck, like she was legit pissed about it. So she's just the best. Owen's Mixer is also the best. Transfusion Thursday when this comes out. Summertime, it's beautiful out. It's nice. It's more conducive to having a few cocktails, getting interesting, refreshing drinks. Owens is the answer to that. They're like selling out at different venues. They sold out at the PGA Championship when you guys were there because it's so good. But they're restocked. They're replenished. Amazon's a great answer. You can go on Amazon, order the Transfusion mix, order any Owens really. Next day shipping, it'll just be at your place of residence, and you can drink it, pour it in with liquor of choice, and you have an awesome cocktail. Grapefruit and lime, really good. Mint cucumber and lime, really good. Tonic and lime they have, really good. And then obviously we have our Transfusion. They got a new margarita mix. They're just crushing it. They got a great donkey logo. There's Trent right there.
Yeah, we did Cutting Stems, who Owens is also the presenting sponsor of Cutting Stems, the Bachelor After Show. And I don't have any right now because I'm just out. So I used this as my drink last night because I need to buy some more because I drank it all already because it is delicious.
How about we just have a presenting sponsor? How about somehow us doing what we do lured Owens, who's awesome and delicious, go buy it, into being a presenting sponsor of our product here.
They present us.
That's what they do.
They literally present us to the world.
And it's like a new age, it's like a new world type of presenting, right? It's like the 21st century type of presenting, but like back in the day, that would mean that like Owens Mixers would stand in front of like some red velvet, drapery, and they would say, "We now present Foreplay," and like the curtain would open up and it would just be us four standing there being like, "We're going to talk about golf and Riggs' asshole." And then that would almost be unacceptable back then. And now it's outrageous. So yeah, shout out to all the guys over at, and girls over at Owen's Mixers. They are the people that make this happen. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Go to owensmixers.com. You can do the store locator situation and find out where locally you can go. Just pop in, pick up Owens, and get it going. I'm going to start with a few shout-outs of my own. Carson, my guy Carson, who I met here in St. Louis, hooked us up with Cardinals tickets last night to Cardinals Cubs. A handful of people from the Barstool Classic staff went. I was planning on going, and then I got absolutely swamped with a bunch of work stuff that I had to get done because I got a little buddies trip coming up, so I couldn't go last night. But the whole Classic staff had a great time. Went to an awesome game. So big thanks to Carson. And then Barstool Classic, couple shout outs. Driver swing guy who hits the golf ball like a pitcher, which is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Him and his teammate qualified and were low medalists yesterday at the Barstool Classic. One of the more surprising things I think I've ever seen.
So he always swings like that.
With a driver for 2 years, he always swings like that.
Was he a factor in them playing well, or was his partner a stick?
It was a ham and egg situation. They both played great.
Wow.
I mean, I've had conversations amongst myself and on the show about lifting my left foot and how that's been a no-no in my Breaking 100 series. Like, I just made a mistake. John Tillery never told me to lift my foot, and I just started doing it, and when I keep my foot down, I do play better. This guy's going the opposite way, and he looks like a baseball player out there. He lifts it up completely and just swings. The fact that it goes straight is a miracle.
Far and away one of the more unorthodox swings I've ever seen.
Yeah, it reminded me of Ho-Sung Choi. Remember him?
Yep.
Reminded me of him. But he did it, I feel like, afterwards. Like, I feel like his antics were, he looked like Zorro after the swing, where he was all over the place. I don't remember that he did a crazy lift, like backswing, no?
Certainly never the foot leaving the ground. That seems like a no-no when you're playing golf. Like, it can come up a little. Some guys do that. But to have it fully go up and then to swing, it seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, so his backstory, he said, was a couple of years ago he was playing. He missed every fairway on the front nine, drove it like shit, played terrible, and he decided on the back he's just going to swing as hard as he could. And he's like, my body naturally, when I swung as hard as I could, I just lifted my left leg like that, and I all of a sudden drove it and played really well. So I've been doing it for 2 years straight.
Do you get the vibe that there's a bit of showmanship to it?
Yes, but not in a negative way.
Right. I agree with that.
I'm all for showmanship. He said it's like a conversation starter. So if you can find a way to swing a golf club in a way where you play pretty solid golf and there's you're kind of giving the people a show, I support that.
I got a lot of tweets that guy looked like me, and I think we always get caught into this little world where any just plain-faced white guy that has a little bit of too much cheek fat and has absolutely no chance of ever growing a beard or a mustache to the extent of it being respectable amongst other men, then they just think that I am that person. So got a ton of action on my Twitter saying that leg lift driver guy is just Frankie 2.0 and he hits a better golf ball and he does it unorthodox way. So good day on Twitter for me with that guy just showing up to the Classic.
Congrats to those guys. That's really impressive.
Very impressive. We'll see them in Pinehurst. And then I have to also shout out Zach, who won the putting contest, who was the most electric putting contest contestant in the history of doing the Barstool Classic. We've probably done 40 plus 45 events maybe at this point over 3 years. And the Truly Putting Contest is great, but it's kind of the anchor of the happy hour afterwards. Gives everybody a reason to stand around the putting green for an hour after they finish, have a Truly, have a cigar, have from Macanudo, maybe a bite to eat, enjoy yourself, and then there's a little bit of action. There's a nice putting contest. Somebody wins $500 plus a TaylorMade Spider putter. It's very fun. And sometimes it's a letdown where it's like people are just missing putts and it drags a little bit. Usually delivers a little bit of excitement. One person makes it and everybody goes nuts and then it's kind of over. Well, this guy, Zach, it's like a 20-foot downhill slider that is tough to make. I mean, I think 12 people made it out of 110 throughout the day. And then we get to the putting contest. Of those 12, he steps up, middle guy-ish, sixth maybe in the lineup, cans it. He was the first one to make it, and he went nuts. He kind of like called it beforehand, and then he did the putter drop early on as it's going in, like maybe 7 feet out. He does the putter drop, bang, goes in the hole. I'm like, oh my God. So, well, then 2 more guys make it. So then they go reverse order. Out of 3 people, survivor, first 2 guys miss. So now Zach steps up, the big fella, who's all jolly, having the most fun time of anybody at the tournament, steps up. He's gone 2 for 2 from 20 feet. Steps up. Again, like 7 feet out, he just starts walking backwards towards the crowd. Putter drop, picks me up off the ground. Ball goes in. Everybody goes nuts. It was the highlight of the putting contest in 40-plus events.
That guy's a showman. He's a true showman. He's like almost to the point where he's a professional wrestler out there on the putting green. He was cutting promos. He was walking it in. It was just impressive.
As soon as it was over, like as soon as the ball went into the hole, he hugged me and turned to the camera and was like, "I'm getting married in September. Shout out to Megan." I was like, "What the fuck am I? Where are we right now?" So he was a hero and just delivered in every way you could possibly deliver. So shout out to him. And then last one before we get down to business here is a guy by the name of James Millar reached out and actually demanded an apology from Foreplay on behalf of Gaylord, Michigan.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God, I got so many DMs about this.
So I'll read his message, and you're right. This was multiple folks submitted this kind of sentiment, so that's what made me think it was worthy to be brought up on the show. We can obviously discuss it. James writes, "Hey Riggs, I just want to let you know when you were dissing Gaylord, Michigan on your podcast that Gaylord is known as the golf mecca of Michigan, and Treetops, one of its many golf resorts, used to host a par 3 shootout, which was on ESPN, and players like Phil Mickelson and Lee Trevino would come play in it. I think you missed a bunch of real gems to play, and I would like an apology for the prideful golfing community of Gaylord. Good day, sir."
He said, "Good day, sir."
Good day, sir.
We have to decide between the 3 of us right now if we are going to apologize to the city of Gaylord. What do you guys think?
Well, you hear great stories about Gaylord in that way, and then I get all these DMs about how the day we were there, this woman got charged for, like, assaulting her neighbor, and the picture of her is all time. It's all over the news. I mean, it's like Gaylord woman, like, when she allegedly threw a drink at one of the attendees, and then when the man there asked her to leave, she choked him out. Like, it's just, it's chaos there. So yeah, they probably have good golf there, but I think we gave Gaylord the eyeball test. And listen, for me, like, I'm in, a metropolitan area. I'm in the Northeast. I'm on Long Island. It's crazy busy over here. I'm in New York City every day for work. When I go to a place like Gaylord, I'm going to drop it down a couple points. And then when we don't want to be there because of where we had to go the next day, I'm going to drop it down even more points. So our situation made Gaylord the worst place on earth.
Right.
It all depends on what you're dealing with.
100%. Gaylord was a victim of our circumstance because it just wasn't where we wanted to go or where we wanted to stay. It just happened to be the place that was an hour and a half away, and it was potentially going to be the staying place after we stayed at the Warbler for one night, and then we were going to have to fucking go back to Gaylord and stay in the hotel. It just wasn't where we wanted to be based out of, and we hated it because of that. Like you said, Frankie, I'm sure there's good golf. I'm sure it's a beautiful town. I'm sure there's good restaurants somewhere. But it just happened to be the area where we didn't want to stay because we were having such a good time at Forest Dunes.
It's a good example of this is when we were out for like DP40 or DP41 for Dave's birthday in Vegas. We used to go there all the time. It was usually right after the college basketball tournament or for the college basketball tournament. We were there with Pat McAfee the first year, and I remember we were all sitting there after like 4 nights there or 3 nights. And in Vegas, especially with that crew and the amount of money that was being spent on like the top places and the top bars and getting home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I remember Pat McAfee got on the phone with someone. It was like an airport or like one of the private airports. And he said to the person, "How much money is it going to cost me to get me out of the worst place on earth right now?" Right? Now you're sitting inside Las Vegas. If he makes that phone call day 1, you're like, well, that's just wrong. But like day 3, Vegas became a victim of the circumstance in which you couldn't stay there for one more minute because it was honestly the worst place on the planet. But like in another day, another area, another circumstance, another situation, Vegas is fine. It's fun. It's great. Everyone loves it. So maybe the same for Gaylord. It just caught us on the wrong day at the wrong time. We were in that at the end of the trip type, like, I don't want to be here anymore type Gaylord plays. So no, I will not apologize for what we said about Gaylord.
Yeah, I'm not going to apologize. I agree. I think Gaylord became the placeholder and the representative of bad, like the worst logistical outcome for us in that moment. And therefore, we used it as a rallying, negative, giant, shitty place that we just didn't want to be anywhere near. So, did it get caught in the crossfires at a time when we didn't want to be anywhere near there? Yes. Is there great golf there that perhaps we could explore one day? Treetops, I heard it's lovely. Yes. But no, I'm not going to apologize either. I have no interest in apologizing.
I am also not going to apologize, but I do think we can use it as an opportunity to go back to Michigan at some point, because I think we all had a great time in Michigan, and I would really, really love to go back and explore some of the golf courses in Gaylord. But I echo the voices of my co-hosts here when I say that I will not apologize to Gaylord.
Good job.
Yeah.
Great job, Trent. Very well done.
Yep.
Okay. We got a good amount of talking points to get to here. I'm going to start with Trent Ryan doesn't know what sweet and sour sauce is.
That's wrong.
Which is
That's
very surprising
I know.
Development on the internet that I witnessed.
I've never seen it. Let me see this here.
What do you think about it?
It's really good. It's delicious.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So it's sweet and it's sour. That's good. Yeah, I just never seen it.
I think this is a bit. This is a bit.
It's not a bit. I always get barbecue sauce in my chicken nuggets.
That's the thing. I always get mustard. What's this ketchup thing? I can't believe this.
I've just never had it. I've never had it. Yeah.
It's sweet and sour every fast food place in the world. Wendy's, Burger King, sweet and sour, sweet and sour.
I get barbecue sauce with my chicken nuggets. That's it. It's all. That's the end of the story. When they ask
Your
what I
story
want,
has just been rewritten, my friend.
I'm glad we're talking about this so I can clarify what happened at the Chicago O'Hare Airport between me and Frankie Borelli and sweet and sour sauce. Here's what happened.
How about you say what you think happened, and I'll say what happened afterwards?
No. I know what happened.
Okay.
So we had a connecting flight. We flew from Traverse City to Chicago, then Chicago to New York City or Newark Airport or wherever we were going.
Nightmare flight.
Oh my God.
Chicago to New York, but that's another story for another day.
That's another story. We can talk about that at some other time. So I just walk to the gate. I don't get any food. I'm just ready to get home. We got a little bit of a layover in Chicago, but I walk right to the gate. Frankie Borelli stops at McDonald's and gets chicken nuggets and fries. He walks to our gate, but he stops at a table that is a little bit before the gate that I'm standing at. And while I'm walking over to his table to talk to him and potentially steal a chicken nugget and a fry, he takes the top off of the sweet and sour sauce packets. So he pulls those off, and when I walk over there, it is just two nondescript packages of sweet and sour. I walk over there, I say hello, we talk about the flight, I grab a chicken nugget. I do not dip the chicken nugget into the nondescript sauce that is on the table. And I look down and I say, oh, now what's that? And Frankie Borelli and Frankie Borelli Forum goes, wow, that's sweet and sour. That's clearly sweet and sour sauce. What do you not know what sweet and sour sauce is? And then that becomes the narrative of what is happening. People start taking a video. Frankie tweets about it before I even know what's going on. When in reality, I just didn't. Dude. I couldn't visually see what it was. It was just a sauce on the table. Frankie's acting like I took a big scoop, tasted it, and was like, what is this exotic condiment that you have on the table? And then Avery starts to take a video of it, which is fine. And I'm sort of sarcastically, I say, oh, it's sweet and it's sour. That's kind of nice. And instead, people thought that I didn't know that it was sweet and sour sauce when I was kidding about that. And the reality of the situation is that, nope, put your hand down. I'm still going. The reality was that I just didn't visually see it and say, oh, that's sweet and sour sauce. But I know what sweet and sour sauce is. I'm a 32-year-old human being who has had more crab rangoons than everybody on this podcast combined, and I always dip them in sweet and sour sauce. I know what sweet and sour sauce is.
you may think you know what sweet and sour sauce is because you've had crab rangoon. The reason why I knew you were going to say all of that, and it's fine. I'm glad you got your piece on Foreplay podcast. The reason why you're wrong is because prior to the video being put out, you can almost hear me go, that's like saying, what is this ketchup? And I said that twice because I knew the video wasn't playing the first time. You genuinely did not know what this sweet and sour sauce was, because he goes, what is that? And I said, sweet and sour sauce. And you go, oh, what's that? And I said,
no, that's
and
not
I said,
true.
But Trent, I go, what? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you said, well, I always get barbecue sauce. And then you look at the packet, and I said, that's like saying you always get mustard and being like, what's this ketchup thing? And that became the storyline. Like you legitimately were befuddled that I was eating something that you had never seen before. You had never laid your eyes on that green sweet and sour sauce packet from McDonald's. And I even said, bro, they have this everywhere. They have it at Burger King. They have it at Wendy's. They have it at McDonald's. And you're like, your response to that was not, I know what sweet and sour sauce is. I just didn't know what you're eating. Your response was, I know. I always get barbecue. I don't know what this is. You were like, I don't know what this is in front of me. You
brought up a point in my favor that I appreciate. That I always get barbecue sauce when I go to McDonald's. I never get sweet and sour, and that is why when the sweet and sour sauce that had the top ripped off and it was just sauce sitting there, that's why I didn't recognize it, because I always just get barbecue sauce. But it's not. You're making it seem like I tasted it and then was like,
no,
whoa.
you didn't. No, you were just. You almost like, your brain almost exploded when I said the word sweet and sour sauce. You're like, what is, you're like, oh, what's that? And then you actually looked at the package. I mean, people were there. Brendan was there. He's not on the fucking podcast. I mean, people were there to witness this. Avery was there to witness your brain process this brand new sauce. And I understand that the word sweet and sour is probably something that you've eaten and known before. But the idea that you've never known that sweet and sour could be an option at McDonald's fast food restaurant, and the idea that you never understood that like that was something that was ordered with chicken nuggets and french fries at fast food restaurants, being Trent Ryan from Iowa, that is a
What's
stunning...
that mean? What does that mean?
There's definitely a billion McDonald's in Iowa, and they ask you off the rip, would you like sweet and sour sauce with that? So
that's not what they say. That's like now you're taking liberties with it. They ask, what do you want as a dipping sauce? They don't say, hey, Trent Ryan, do you want sweet and sour with chicken nuggets?
I may be wrong on that, but I got a lot of tweets saying like they think that that's now the new norm, that McDonald's will say, would you like any sweet and sour with that? Because it is the number one sauce. It's almost like Chick-fil-A being like, you want Chick-fil-A sauce? Like, you know that you want that sauce with it.
I could change one thing about that whole situation, I would not sarcastically say, oh, it's sweet and it's sour. That's good. Because then it gives people the impression that it's my first time eating sweet and sour sauce, when I was just kidding because I've had it so much and you were so adamant that I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know what it was.
I wanted to.
People just didn't get it. People just didn't get it, Trent.
But Riggs, he didn't know what it was. What's your assessment of this? He didn't know what that sauce was. I don't. That's almost just as weird as never hearing sweet and sour sauce, not knowing what the green packet at McDonald's is.
Not only did the people
Riggs
in that airport not get it, if you listen, there's like dead air after I say it, but there's also the people on the internet were like, well, this guy clearly just doesn't know what sweet and sour sauce is, and he might have been living in a cave for the last 30
That joke
years.
is not the thing that makes or breaks this. That part was, no, it's not. It's you, before the video was taken, not knowing what I was eating. That's what the weird thing was.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in.
Third party
As a third party arbiter, I wasn't there, okay? I wasn't there. I consumed this story for the first time in the bits and pieces that were released publicly to the media. And couple things. Number one that I would like to focus on, or that I take into consideration after hearing all this, is that I've never ever considered Trent to be a liar. Trent is an extremely honest man from modest, humble beginnings in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He, even if he's going to embarrass himself, will reveal the truth to the people. Mm-hmm. However, the second thing that's extremely troubling, I would say, is that in that original media that was released, you were harping on the fact that you only get barbecue sauce, which to me would mean that you are justifying not even being familiar with this other sauce.
Thank you.
Because you always get barbecue sauce. So why would you focus on that if that wasn't even the crux of the issue to begin with?
My focus on the barbecue sauce is that I don't know what the McDonald's sweet and sour sauce looks like from above. Because I'm looking at the table, and he's so hungry, he's ripping off these sauce packets.
Don't start talking about how hungry I am.
He's like, I need to get this face a little bit fatter. So he rips off these packets before I can even walk over there. So the reason I brought up the barbecue sauce was because then I wouldn't have any sort of reference point for what the McDonald's sweet and sour sauce looks like in a packet.
Can we put the audio in right now? Maybe we've already done it, but let's listen to it one more time on the podcast, because after I make that statement that they have sweet and sour sauce, and you've looked at the packet, I said they've had sweet and sour sauce at Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, and your response to that, after already talking about it for 40 seconds, where you could have said, dude, I know what it is, I just never seen this packet. Your response to that was, dude, I get barbecue sauce every time. So then, like Riggs is saying, to us, it's like, well, this guy has been so blind to everything around him because he just wanted to take a bath in that barbecue sauce immediately upon entering those restaurants that he didn't even know there were other options.
I've never seen it. Let me see this here.
What do you think about it?
It's really good. It's delicious.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So it's sweet and it's sour. That's good. Yeah, I just never seen it.
I think this is a bit. This is a bit.
It's not a bit. I always get barbecue sauce in my chicken nuggets.
It's like saying I always get mustard. What's this ketchup thing? I can't believe this.
I've just never had it. I've never had it. Yeah.
It's sweet and sour every fast food place in the world. Wendy's, Burger King, sweet and sour, sweet and sour.
I get barbecue sauce with my chicken nuggets. That's it. It's all. That's the end of the story. When they ask
Your
what I
story
want,
has just been rewritten, my friend.
It's pretty damn evident because it's on video. All right?
The video doesn't show the whole story.
Oh, I think the video actually fucks me because I would have loved to get that first interaction with you being like, what are you eating? And everyone kind of locking eyes being like, the McDonald's sweet and sour sauce, dude.
See, that's where the Frankie Borelli effect comes in. Where when I am looking at something that I don't know what it is, I go, "What's that?" Frankie's saying that like everyone, people even we're not even with, come around.
Bro,
being like, what did
flight
you say?
The flight attendant made an announcement being like, "We have a problem by gate 16."
And also, it's refutable that like I just know what sweet and sour sauce is. Does this look like a guy who doesn't know what sweet and sour sauce is?
You know who I'd love to get this take from, and it's just out of the box person, is Robbie Berger, Brilliantly Dumb. I would love to have him break down this scenario because this seems like it's right up his alley of like someone like you. It really needs to be dissected. The video needs to be dissected by somebody that is completely out of the realm. I think Riggs is true. Like, he makes a good point where you wouldn't genuinely lie about it. I think you got caught up in something that you think, like, not knowing what sweet and sour sauce is a pretty bad rap to have, right? Like, that's something that's not acceptable.
We all agree.
And
on that.
I do wish at some point during the video that I would have just explicitly said, I know what sweet and sour sauce is. That would have helped. It would have helped me in a big way.
I think if we were in the court of law, if this was like a fucking like OJ case and they made like a Netflix series after it, like 25, 30 years after, people would still think that you're fucking guilty. Like that, like with the video evidence that we have, you would still be in jail. Even if it got brought back to court 10 times. No matter what. No matter how many people they interviewed, you'd still be in fucking jail.
It all just happened so fast. Like we were just
about to hop it's like making a murderer. Like, we just fucking put you in jail, and, like, you don't know what the fuck happened.
Right, like, I was, stealing a chicken nugget from you, and then all of a sudden I was sitting on trial. I didn't know what happened. The tweets were out, the videos were out.
I had a cheeseburger, and I was dipping that shit in the sweet and sour sauce. I dip everything in sweet and sour sauce.
I also say in that video that it's delicious. That sweet and sour sauce is delicious.
Right, which also made it look like it was the first time it's ever touched your lips.
Agreed. That hurts me, too.
The video makes you look worse than your explanation is here. So for me, again, I'm trying to close that delta between the two of those things and to see which one we're closer to, because if there is one thing that I do think you would be very concerned with your reputation about, it would be ensuring that you have a clean record when it comes to known foods. And this is a big one.
Just a really nice way to say that I'm a fat guy.
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything.
Here's what. This is where I'm going to leave it. I will no longer speak on the matter. I am pleading the fifth, and I will no longer. The last thing I'll say is that I know what sweet and sour sauce is.
It's a great plug for this new show we've been watching. It's a second season on Netflix. It's called I Think You Should Leave. Trent and I have been referencing it like crazy. I feel like everyone we were traveling with thought we were idiots and psychos because we just kept saying these ridiculous lines from, is it Tim Robinson?
Yep.
He's a comedian. He's got the best sketch show on all platforms, not just the internet. TV, definitely. All platforms, even like live viewing, plays. This guy has the best sketch show of all time. It's right up my alley of comedy. And there's a part in there where at one point he just goes, he's arguing with someone about driving, and he goes, okay, I'm done. And the guy who he's arguing with is like, what do you mean you're done? He goes, I'm done. You're yelling. I'm no longer a part of this. And it's like, it's so true. That's exactly what Trent's doing. He's just like, okay, I'm done. And he rolls up his window and it's over. And there's really nothing we can say. If you don't want to talk about this anymore, it's over.
I don't. And I'm going to, tonight when I go to bed, I'm just going to close my eyes and fall asleep knowing that I know that I'm right.
If you have ever been overwhelmed in the wine aisle, like Trent was overwhelmed at the McDonald's chicken nugget table, and bought a random wine you end up hating, you are not alone. Finding the perfect wine match can be intimidating, but it does not have to be. That's where Bright Cellars comes in. Bright Cellars uses a wine algorithm to match you with the wines you are guaranteed to love. All you have to do is take their 30-second quiz, and Bright Cellars sends you personalized wine right to your door. We've all done this, and boy, does it check out. It's just an excellent experience.
Oh, it's as good of a product as you can have. Ordering wine is very stressful, especially if you're ordering it for a specific event. Maybe you're going over a buddy's house or like a couple's night, and you want to bring over a nice bottle of wine. It's always good to mix it up, right? You don't want to get like the classic like restaurant-style Pinot Noirs and the Cabernets. There's so many options, and sometimes you can really embarrass yourself with like a bad bottle of wine. It's like, well, this guy has no idea what the fuck he's doing. Bright Cellars just like does it for you, right? Like they send you stuff and they figure out and curate the you don't have to think. You don't have to use this brain of ours. They are going to do it for you. They are the experts. They're the ones that are going to make you look good at your party, wherever you're going to be using this wine. I've done it before. It's literally what has helped me get through that exact situation. So it's a conversation starter.
Each bottle they will send you is tasted and hand selected by their in-house sommeliers and come with handy education cards that explain that wine's origin, so you can just sound smart whenever you're drinking it with people, food pairing suggestions, and yes, how to pronounce it. So again, you'll just come off as smart and feel good about yourself. For a limited time, Bright Cellars is offering our listeners 60% off your first 4-bottle order. Visit brightcellars.com/play. That's brightcellars, CELLARS.com/play, and join the thousands of members who have discovered wines they love. Listeners of Foreplay get 60% off their order, but only by going to brightcellars.com/play. 60% off is a lot. I think they might go out of business, so you might want to hurry because that just seems like a large amount. Bright Cellars, helping you discover wines you'll love. Again, that's brightcellars.com/play. Phil Mickelson last night. Now, look, we've had quite a few interactions with Phil, a few in person, and then a ton on Twitter. Probably started, a year and a half ago or so, 2 years ago maybe, where people really started getting into it with Phil on Twitter, and he's retweeted a bunch of stuff. He's chirped us, roasted us, been back, but, whatever. Well, last night, he was just in it to win it. I mean, he was talking about everything and responding to pretty much everything that was going on. I put up a video of me trying on the Daily 9 to do the baseball golf swing that guy was doing. And Phil, out of the clouds, which, by the way, got a huge bump on that video. It's got a lot of views now. He just wrote, Riggs hits bombs. I mean, Riggs hits bombs, with a couple exclamation points. I just said I want to hit bombs like the PGA champ, and then he roasted me and said, maybe when you're 51, but right now isn't your time. Then Max Homa jumped in and said, Phil, I think you need to teach him how to stretch if he wants to have a backswing when he's 51, which is a very good chirp. Big thanks to Max for jumping in. Another boost to the video. Well, now I want to highlight a couple things that came from that, which are, number one, I obviously was trying to leverage this into Phil Mickelson coming on the show or participating in a 4-man scramble. And his response to that was, the four of you together is kind of like golf's dream team. I don't think I can hang.
Yeah.
Which that took me aback, as some people say.
Are we golf's dream team?
I was blown away by that tweet.
I kind of think we are now. Phil Mickelson said that we were.
I don't know how you can argue with the lefty. I mean,
right. This isn't just some regular guy on
Jeff
Twitter
Shackelford writing on jeffshackelford.com that we're the dream team. This is Phil Mickelson saying that we are the dream team.
Guy just won the PGA Championship. He's Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, he's Phil Mickelson.
Do we think he was talking about the fact that the four of us as one golfer are the dream team? Which, right? We've talked about how some of us drive it well, some of us chip it well, some of us hit irons well, some of us putt well. Is that what he was referring to?
That's how I took it.
Totally.
Well, then that would imply that he knows a good amount of detail about the 4-man scramble and our strengths and our weaknesses and who we really are.
I think Phil's very informed with a lot of things that we don't understand how, right? Like, I think when he was leaving the PGA Championship and he was tweeting, we were all speculating, is that someone on his team doing it? Is that him doing it? I think at this point, it's very evident that Phil knows more than we first thought. And I think that he is on Twitter. He is the one that's interacting. He obviously has it. I'm sorry.
Okay. You all right?
Can we get a paramedic in there?
I just need to get a water. I just need to get a water, and it's just a little too far from me while I do this podcast.
Are you all right? Didn't you used to have a water cooler in your room?
I have a water cooler. I can't unless I suck it from the bottom of the thing. I don't have a cup with me right now.
Please do that and do it on video.
I can
Look
put
like
it
you're about
inside
to
the.
pass out.
I'm
It's just
thinking
a
about
golf
putting it inside
podcast.
the drone and drinking out of it. I think at this point, there's been way too many interactions where it's just the same style of tweeting, the same style of the way he speaks, and it's so just Phil that this is him. And I think he knows a lot about media. I think he knows a lot about the golf world. Why wouldn't Phil know about it, right? I mean, we've made a pretty big splash in this golf world now. We've played a lot of his peers, his friends, and I think it's just evident that this guy knows a lot about us.
I think you're probably right. When I see that kind of stuff, I have to take myself out of it and sort of be like, what? But when you actually assess it that way, that's a fair point. And then another tweet that he had was, I appreciate your dedication to the game and the awareness you have brought to it. Thank you. Phil Mickelson tweeted at us, which, again, it's just like, no, thank you, Phil. Like, you're Phil Mickelson. We're us.
That also felt like a no when we asked if he would play us in a 4-man scramble, right? Because that was in response to, there's only one way to find out. And his response to that was, I, respect you, thank you, goodbye.
Yes, I think that's correct.
He interacts with us a ton on Twitter, and then it doesn't go much further than that. But it's still, basically, the bottom line is that, Phil Mickelson knows things that I feel like Phil Mickelson shouldn't know about this area of media, which is us to a larger extent.
Phil should want to do this, man. He's clearly wants to be in the mix. The guy is responding to DMs that he's not even to tweets that he's not even tagged in. After the Detroit stuff, he was just searching his name, and to me, it's I don't understand why he wouldn't want the ultimate exposure. Clearly, he wants people to interact with him on Twitter. He wants to do stuff on YouTube. I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy that he won't just jump in.
Right. If he wants views and some more Twitter followers, we'd be more than happy to help him with that.
I mean, he did another podcast video on YouTube, and Trent trying to break 100, probably the opposite hand, has done double those views and that was 5 months ago. So it's if he's going to do stuff like that, why not just do something that's going to get more eyeballs and be a better video? I want to go inside Phil's brain on that as to why we can't get Phil Mickelson right now when he clearly very much wants to interact with us.
Think about how much fun that video would be. We'd be drinking his coffee.
Oh.
He'd be hitting bombs. Like we'd go all out for a Phil Mickelson 4-man scramble. People would watch the shit out of that.
He'd come over and be giving us chipping lessons, right? Like he'd see the way somebody hit a chip and come over and be like, "Why don't you try this there, Trent?" He would be doing that the entire time. He'd be roasting us. We'd be chirping him back, which he probably, I'm sure he would enjoy. That would just raise his level. So yeah, it's kind of it feels inevitable, yet it also feels like we've been playing this little
For
back
years.
and forth, little do game with Phil for years.
Do we go on the offensive and just start saying he's scared little bitch and won't play us? Like he knows we're going to beat him? That 51-year-old old man has nothing on the 4-man scramble team.
He's just lost a step.
He's lost a step.
Like,
Phil
all right, he
doesn't want it.
Yeah, he won the PGA at Kiowa. That's all great, but like a lot of people are saying, like that's it. Like it's kind of that was his swan song. That's his last big victory. If he wants to try to prove it with us, he can. But
He's on the back nine of the back nine of his career, basically, is what it is really.
And losing to the Foreplay, mega team
Dream
would just
team.
be the final nail in his coffin. Not saying he's going to be in a coffin soon, but that's just an age joke.
Look, I hope we get to do it.
I always take it too far.
You like everyone was on board with you saying nail in the coffin. Nobody thought like that's where your brain goes. Well, he's not going to die soon. Like that's
Bro,
it's like no one thought he was going to die.
I pictured him laying in a coffin when I said that.
Yeah, that's your brain just going crazy.
Just sitting there with a fucking glove on his right hand.
Yeah, you're a dark person with some dark thoughts sometimes, so that's
dude.
not particularly
shit.
surprising.
Fuck, man.
Come play us, Phil. Seriously, let's
Phil,
do it.
Please, let's do it. Cross Country Mortgage, much like us at Barstool, people first group of people. We know these folks. We've been on calls with them many times. We chit chat with them many times. They're very trustworthy. They are dedicated to the fundamental of mortgage lending, which results in a fast, convenient, and less stressful home financing or refinancing experience. Look, rates very low right now. You don't want to get screwed. You don't want to be paying the bank more money than you need to be. You want to be able to take advantage of this environment, this situation. That's one thing I do know is that interest rates are just low right now. So you don't want to be going at it alone. Imagine us going at a home buying experience without some trusty experts with us. Could you imagine that?
Dude, I had to move into this apartment that I'm into, and I talked about it for, I feel like, 3 hours on this show. Just like, how do I do it? What am I doing? I'm going to be homeless. I don't have furniture. I can't build a couch. Now think about me entering a world where I have to buy a house by myself. That will end poorly.
This is a world in which I am now going into, and I will be using any and all assets that I can possibly get my hands on. I need help. Right? Like, I don't know. I need help in buying homes. And
that's just a good clip right
just
there.
Just like,
forever.
I need help.
I need help in a lot of things, but I need help buying a home and being specific. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, man. Like getting loans and seeing what you own and what can be leveraged and all this stuff. Like, I don't know any of this shit. I need to talk to somebody. I need someone to walk me through this. What's the right rate to lock yourself into? What's the amount of years you want to lock yourself into? This is one of the bigger decisions you'll ever make in your life. And why ever try and do it without experts and people trying to help you? Why ever do anything that important when there's legitimately an industry that's been built to help people get through this scenario? Imagine doing this on your own. When people have full-time jobs, they're putting food on their table. Just helping people in this step alone. I'm going to go with those people.
If you're a homeowner and haven't refinanced recently, you may be leaving thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Rates are at an all-time low, may never get this low again. Call today for a fast, free rate quote. Our partners over at Cross Country Mortgage can save you a lot of money. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinance your current mortgage. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out. Rory McIlroy on the Olympics. He's getting a little bit of heat. I just wanted to cover this really quickly. And again, you're going to get in a few minutes with Danielle Kang, maybe the most excited, patriotic look at someone who's participating in the Olympics as you can get. Rory McIlroy is getting a lot of heat from folks for saying about the Olympics, which he is playing. He didn't play last time. He is playing this time. He said, I'm not a very patriotic guy. I'm doing it because I think it's the right thing to do. Again, he missed the last one. I have no issue with this because, I was listening to him or Eamon Lynch, our guy, who's, Irish, and Rory's Northern Irish, and he's got the history. It's extremely complicated over there. It's extremely complicated over there. I'm talking bad stuff that we couldn't even pretend to understand over here. So for someone like in the U.S., it's very easy to be like, red, white, and blue, baby, 1776, let's go. We're patriotic. And if you're not that way, you get roasted, chirped, whatever. People that are from places like that there's extremely complicated history, whatever. I couldn't give a fuck less if Rory McIlroy says he's patriotic. I could not possibly care less. And I love Rory McIlroy just being honest and genuine like he always is.
Yeah, I feel like people, and I don't know this for a fact, but people critiquing Rory McIlroy assume that it's the same everywhere. Like you said with the red, white, and blue, where it's like, it's very clear, it's very linear, where you're like, yeah, I it's America. I like that. But like with Ireland and Northern Ireland and everything else mixed in, like I don't know nearly enough about that stuff, so like I can't judge somebody for the way that they feel. So yeah, like Rory McIlroy can say whatever he wants. He clearly knows way more about all this stuff, and if he says like, no, I don't feel all that patriotic about it, I just want to do it because I want to participate in the Olympics and it seems like the right thing to do, that's totally fine. If you're critiquing him and don't know the situation that he is referring to or know a lot about Ireland and Northern Ireland, then you're just being ignorant to what he's saying.
Right. It's honestly makes me, opens my eyes to just how little we do know about other parts of the world, right? Like we look at everything under a microscope in this country, about every little thing that happens, and we're so fucking riled up about every decision and every fucking topic. Meanwhile, like there's someone like Rory McIlroy that's probably knows so much about what's going on in his own country that would make us probably feel so much happier to live here. Meanwhile, when I think of Ireland, I'm like, oh, it's nice. They have sheep running around and like it's cool golf and you can go like
Guinness.
You can like kiss the Blarney Stone, and I'm 50% Irish and like I like it, and I like to put like fucking, I don't know, 4-leaf clovers on my face during like Irish Day at like Massapequa Park when we all go drinking down the block. Like it's just, we have no idea what's going on over there. I have absolutely no idea if the people there are like, I don't know, is there like oppression going on and stuff? Like I have no clue what's going on in Ireland. I literally have nothing. So maybe we should be more, educated on world fucking shit as opposed to just caring about so much about our own fucking problems.
Yeah, I would tell people just chill out. Do not pounce on Rory for something like this. The guy's always been honest, always been real, always been just beloved by fans and media for that reason. And then if you want to jump down for just being honest, like then you're basically, you are intimidating and pressuring players into just not being honest, into just giving like robotic bullshit answers when people respond like this, especially from an ignorant place. So good for Rory. I couldn't possibly care less whether he chooses or wants to be or feels like he is patriotic or not. Happy he's playing in the Olympics. Happy that he chose to like go over there, and happy that he was just pretty honest about it.
Plus, whatever's going on over there, they'd probably, whoever's doing whatever's going on over there, I literally know nothing. Is probably happy that like the people are mad at Rory. Like Rory should be doing this if he's trying to stand up for something. Like if he's standing up or and wants something to change in his home country, like this is exactly how he has to go about it.
Well, and I know less than Frankie does probably, but I think we're talking centuries.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's like it goes back a very long time. And again, I don't know, but I think it goes back a long time.
Okay.
And
I'll be doing some Googling.
One soundbite or quote that he had told somebody, I think maybe last time when he chose not to play, was that he had told someone that he basically was like, if I won a medal and they were playing the anthem from England or the anthem from Northern Ireland, whichever one he chose to play for, that he's like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with either one. And so he's like, I just was like, I'm just not going to play. So again, it's complicated. Good for Rory being honest. What's not good for Rory is that Jordan Spieth is, for the first time in years, ranked higher in the world than Rory McIlroy is. Rory McIlroy is 15th in the world. Jordan Spieth is up to 14th in the world.
What's more surprising?
Rory being 15th, I would say.
Like, you thought he would be lower?
I thought he'd be almost never outside of the top 10 in his entire life. He's Rory McIlroy, dude. Like, he's Rory fucking McIlroy. He's Rory. He's like a one-name guy in the sports world who is 15th in the world. And it's not like he's not injured. It's not like he's coming back from a year of, like, he's had a bad knee injury and he can't go. He's just been playing golf, like, pretty healthily for the last 8 years and hasn't won a major championship. He did have the thing with the soccer injury, but that was a long time ago. Like, he's been fine for a long time.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised that he's 15th.
Wow. Really?
When you say
Like,
lower,
I wouldn't say crazy lower, but we're talking about like 15th, like it's
lower
115th.
meaning lower meaning what? I hate this. Lower meaning what? Lower meaning 14,
Lower meaning
13,
closer to
12.
1.
Oh.
See, I knew Trent had it wrong or different.
No, I'm right.
Not wrong, but I knew you had it the other way that we thought you were speaking.
When
about.
I say lower, I mean worse.
Because you're physically thinking of a list, and you have him lower on the list. Meanwhile, if you were
We've
speaking...
done this before, I know.
Right, because a lower number would
The
be
number
better.
next to his name is a lower number. The number
No.
next to his name is, I thought, would be a lower number.
I'm with Trent. I think lower means 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, because you're picturing a graphic, and you're like, oh my god, he's so low on that list.
Right.
The higher he goes, the closer he is to the top. You can't be lower and be on the top. You have to be higher and on the top. I get
So John Rahm's ranking is higher than Rory McIlroy's right now.
like he's the highest ranked golfer in the world,
He is.
right? Wouldn't that also make sense? Come on. Like he's the highest ranked
Okay,
official.
all right,
like
all
would
right,
that like
fine.
if you're the highest ranked official in the army, are you like the number 1000th official, or are you like number 1 fucking pull your dick out and like you're the guy?
What I'm saying about
I don't
Rory
know why
is
I said
that
pull your dick out. I always
is
do
that
so.
that's fine.
Yeah, you
is
go
that
there
like
a lot for some reason.
I know that he's Rory, and I know that he has 4 majors, and I know that he is capable of playing golf at an extremely high level. But like, do I think that when I think about him, do I always think of him as being like, especially right now, like a top 15, top 20 player? I don't know. I would have thought he was closer to like the low 20s.
But
I
just
still
think of him,
being
like,
top
didn't he-
15 as Rory is pretty fucking impressive.
Low 20s.
He
meaning
won at
27.
Quail Hollow. He won at Quail Hollow like not that long ago. I feel like a few
It
months
just always
ago. He
feels like
won.
we're talking about Rory with huge expectations, and he always fails them.
15th is like fucking Webb Simpson and all these people are ranked like Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson and who the fuck else are like ranked higher than Rory McIlroy.
But we're still
That's
talking about
crazy.
he's
Webb
but there's only
Simpson. That guy hits
But there's
fucking.
only-
He's got like a 7-iron hybrid. That guy.
but there's only 14 other players in the world by those metrics that are better golfers than him.
Dude, he's Rory McIlroy.
Harris English is ranked higher than Rory McIlroy.
Give me all of the names that are ranked higher than Rory McIlroy.
Okay, here we go. Let me start at 16 then.
No.
It's gonna take a while. Get comfortable.
Wait.
I'm kidding. Number 1, John Rahm. 2, Dustin Johnson. 3, Colin Morikawa. 4, Justin Thomas. 5, Xander Schauffele. 6, Bryson DeChambeau. 7, Brooks Koepka. 8, Patrick Cantlay. 9, Louis Oosthuizen. 10, Harris English. 11, Victor Hovland. 12, Tyrrell Hatton. 13, Patrick Reed. 14, Spieth. 15, Rory.
All right, there's a couple
Webb
in
is
there.
actually 16.
There's a couple in
Hatton, Victor
Yeah,
Hovland, Harris
Those guys
English.
are better at golf than Rory McIlroy. Come on.
Tyrrell Hatton, and I think we talked about this when he jumped into the top 10 before. That's a stunning name to be up there.
Does he just win on the European Tour every week or something? How's he
Stunning.
ranked so high? He's good.
He plays a ton of
every
events.
time too. He's throwing golf clubs all over the place and breaking shit. I feel like flipping off a fan. It was a surprising number to me.
Dude, Tyrrell Hatton, listen to his just results in his past couple tournaments. The Open Championship, miscut. The U.S. Open, miscut. Palmetto finished second, which obviously was huge for him. But then it's PGA Championship 38, RBC Heritage 39, the Masters 18, World Golf Championships Dell Technology miscut, the Players Championship miscut, Arnold Palmer 21, the Workday Championship 22, RSM Classic 23. I mean, Kevin Kisner's better than this guy. How is he the number 12 ranked player in the world?
He just had a really good stretch, I think, at the end of last year. I think he won a bunch on the European Tour, and he had a bunch of high finishes in the States, and he just got hot at the end of last year, maybe the second half of last year. That's I think. Could just be wrong.
But the positive side of this is I'm happy to see Jordan Spieth in the top 15. It feels like it's really been quite a long time. So that's good. Having Spieth and Roy right next to each other feels right.
Yeah, I've been tough on Spieth during this comeback. I've always just expected more of him, and it's nice to see him move his way up. I do want wins out of Jordan Spieth. I don't like to sit and just say, oh, he's there and it's close. And I just want him to start winning major championships. I am a Jordan Spieth fan. He loves our stuff, and I would love for him to be a top 5 golfer in the world again. He's young enough to just do it again. He's currently on his way to doing it again, and I'm happy about that. Seeing the results start to come in is great. I mean, the guy's just only going to get better, right? You would hope that he doesn't regress and go back to the Jordan Spieth of the last 3-4 years. You'd hope that this is the new Jordan Spieth.
He is super neurotic, but it does feel like whatever he had to get over those last 3 years where he was just sort of out in the pasture, not doing anything, feels like he's over that now, and now he's just locked in. He plays well every week, it seems like.
Yeah.
Who do you think is higher ranked player in the world, Justin Rose or Kevin Kisner?
It's so
Kisner.
hard. I'm going to say Kisner just because, we just see his name like crazy.
Justin Rose is barely 2 spots ahead of Kevin Kisner.
God.
Okay.
There's some
Yeah, that
weird
might
ones,
be-
man. I mean, I guess that one doesn't necessarily surprise me, but again, I feel like Rose, everybody talks about him like he fell off planet Earth, and here he is 2 spots ahead of our guy, Kevin Kisner. Do you think Victor Perez or Sergio Garcia is ranked higher?
Sergio.
I'd say Sergio over Perez.
Victor Perez is ranked 45th. Sergio is 52nd in the world.
Yeah, I don't understand these rankings. And, I mean, we've already talked about this last show. John Rahm is the best golfer in the world. And
he got bumped last week, even though he finished 7th in the tournament that he played in.
I think he reclaimed it this week, right?
He is reclaimed this week. But, regardless of what, even if he's 5th in that number, whatever, he is the best golfer in the world. Even when he wasn't one, he was the best golfer in the world. The guy's been the best golfer in the world for, the last year. He does not stop competing and almost winning every single fucking major he plays in. So I don't know. I understand that it's something that we've all just come to agree on, that the World Golf Rankings is our system that we just I asked Morikawa that when I interviewed him. I'm like, is this something that you even care about? He goes, it's everything I care about. Being number one is the thing I care about. That's what I want to do. I want to be the best. But I just don't know that it really shows who is the best at that time. It sucks. I mean, a guy like Tyrrell Hatton's missed cuts. I read off 5 missed cuts in his last 10 tournaments. The guy's fucking 12th in the world. Come on, this guy's playing better golf than him.
It's almost like the Barstool Sportsbook betting odds would be better rankings than the official World Golf Rankings.
Right. Yes. From
Right.
favorite to non to
Right.
to the last guy on the list. That is the world rankings. Yes, I agree. That is what it should be, and it should fluctuate as so. It should actually fluctuate from day to day.
It should fluctuate as so. That was one of the better sentences I've ever heard you say, actually.
Thank you, guys.
As so.
Fluctuate as so. It's like you turn into Shakespeare for a second.
Is that even grammatically correct?
Yeah,
I think so.
Who cares? It sounded phenomenal. It sounded like you were a poet.
Should fluctuate as so, like you were finishing a defense
Francois,
or prosecution.
Francois J.
Shall
Borelli.
fluctuate as so.
Ah.
Francois J. Borelli.
All right, we've got a quick segment to get to. If you recall, a week or so ago, we did some segment pitches.
We're doing a segment right now, dude?
Yeah, and then we had a bunch of major championship stuff came up, so we didn't get to the segments over the last week. But I'm going to do a segment. This is Foreplay Cuts, and if you recall, we will keep a running list of things that each one of us just eliminate from the world and the game of golf. It can be anything golf related. We are just using our personal bias, opinions, experiences. We are choosing each of us one thing, and we are just eliminating it from golf. I'm going to begin. I'm going to go first. What I'm eliminating from golf forever is out of bounds. OB. It's just gone. I am of the belief that anywhere on planet Earth should be considered inbounds. So white stakes out. It's you put a tee box in the ground, you put a pin in the green, and you can, if you can get through it, you can hit it literally anywhere and you're never out of bounds. Now people might say, well, it's private property of it. Well, if you want to go knock on the front door of that house and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, my ball's in your fucking pool in the backyard, I need to play that thing. That's on you. But OB, that doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. And I saw our guy JT Poston and his caddy Aaron Fleener, who's awesome.
Oh.
His ball was a millimeter out of bounds, and he just like couldn't play it, which I thought that kind of triggered some of this a little bit. And that's stupid. Now you go play a golf course where somebody's ball is like in the road because they sliced one so far right. They go into that road. They want to play Frogger like George Costanza and try to hit that ball. By all means, go be it. Out of bounds is out. It's eliminated forever. Everywhere in the world is considered inbounds.
I like that because it's a game of the earth. We just play. Play it wherever. Whether it's on the fairway or if it's on Main Street. Go play that ball. Get it in the hole.
Agreed.
All right. Mine's pretty easy. I feel like Frankie's kind of scrambling over there. Were you scrambling?
I'm not scrambling. You can go. I don't know. Yeah, I would like some time.
Clearly, you're not scrambling.
I'll go.
I have so many things that I hate about. I have so many things that I hate about golf. It's hard to pick like the number one thing I want to pick right now because this is our first thing to take out.
You ready to order your entree, sir? Yeah. But Trent, you go first for sure.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. The thing that I am eliminating from the game of golf, and this is pretty easy for me, is bunkers. Coming fresh off the bunker incident that everybody saw, and then on the first hole at Pine Hollow, I bladed a wedge into the bunker, and I made a 10. The fact that bunkers exist in the game of golf is criminal. It's all grass. It's grass. And then all of a sudden, they throw in sand for reasons that are unknown to me. I'm sure in the history of the game, there's a logical reason, but now I no longer see the logic in having bunkers in the game of golf. And yeah, I'm a little biased because whenever I get stuck in one of those fuckers, I can't seem to get out, and I can't break 100 because I'm stuck in this stupid bunker, and I make a 10, and my round is pretty much over, and I want to just scream because I can't get out of these bunkers, when realistically, we could just get rid of them, and the game wouldn't change that much. Like, if you want the game to grow, and you want more people to get involved, you got to take bunkers out because it's just such a change of pace that it's going to frustrate people to the point where they just want to quit. And maybe you have it during tour events or whatever. You guys can figure that out. But for guys like me and for people who listen to this show, if we just got rid of bunkers, we would have way, way more fun. Our scores would be lower, and it would just be a far more enjoyable experience.
Well, it is sort of crazy. I mean, imagine if a game of ice hockey, there were just pits of sand in the middle of the ice like that. It doesn't make any sense. Like, in no world should there just be pits of sand on a grass surface that you're playing.
I will say, if you take away bunkers around the greens, I'm in trouble. I root for bunkers because
you do.
I do because I can't hit tight lie wedges. I mean, I said to you recently, Trent. I walked over to the cart and I said, if I had a wedge in my hand and they did some sort of brain test in the hospital and they made me swing a couple shots, take a couple swings and hit a couple shots, I think the doctor would walk out with a very slow walk out to my mother and father out in the waiting area with like his head down, looking at a clipboard, being like, Unfortunately, your son has massive brain damage. Like we don't know how we're going to assess this going further. We're gonna have to keep him overnight, like do more tests. Like I really think something happens to me mentally. And when I'm in a bunker, I'm able to swing freely and do the things that I probably should do off tight lies and off, like, you know, maybe it's not in the perfectly teed up rough. I just come through the ball, man, and it helps me spin the ball and it helps me at least stay in the hole. I root for it. I say, get in the bunker. I scream for the ball to get into the bunker.
Yeah, I've heard you say that. You're just like in the bunker, and I just think to myself, man, we got different games. Where our games are just so different. I get stuck in there, and it's been a problem, you know, for years now. It's really coming to focus because we're doing this breaking 100, and when I get stuck in a bunker, it's like, all right, here comes a potential double digit. But it's always been that way, and I get endless tips about it, like picture it sitting on top of a dollar bill, or just swing as hard as you can, swing behind it, and I would just all of those tips would disappear if we just got rid of bunkers, and that's really what I'm going for.
If Trent Day picked up all those dollars, he'd be a very rich man. All those dollar bills underneath those bunker shots.
I get that dollar bill tip 3 times a day in my DMs. People being like, hey, I love the Break 100 series. It's great, but boy, watching you try to get out of a bunker is painful. All you got to do is picture a dollar bill under there, and I'm just like, delete. I can't.
What does that even
take
mean?
You're like, bro, I'm picturing a bucket under there the way I'm hitting it.
As if that's something relatable, like you hit off dollar bills all the time. Like I don't even understand what that reference is. Like hit off the dollar bill. Like that's nothing I can have my brain understand. That's not helping me in any way. I don't know what that means. I've never hit dollar bills.
Get rid of bunkers.
Yeah,
get rid of bunkers. I'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to.
I guess one of my top ones that I'd probably eliminate from the game of golf on all levels of the game would be having to hit a shot out of a divot in the fairway. The fact that we, as a society, force golfers of all levels of play to be able to have to hit a ball that you've striped right down the middle. You've done the thing you're supposed to do. Do you know how hard it is to hit a golf ball straight? It's one of the hardest things in the fucking world. And imagine walking up to that ball and being in a hole in the middle of the fairway. You finally did the correct thing, and just because someone maybe didn't like replace their divot, or maybe it's just a brand new one that just has a little bit of the seed grass in there, and you have to now hit out of a hazard, it's almost worse than a hazard. Hitting out of a divot is worse than being in a hazard. It's worse than being in a bunker. It's a thing that you can't understand how the ball is going to come out. Lurch, during our travel series, his ball was halfway in the ground when he hit the ball right down the middle, 310 yards. He had to like learn how to hit down, and like the ball barely flew out of it. Like I'm like, dude, you just hit the green basically from the tee box, and this is like a ridiculously bad break. So I think you take it out, you roll it over. I'm a big fan of just rolling over in the fairway in general. If you're in a bad spot on the fairway, everything should be like a lift, clean place type of deal in the fairway. The fairway should be a safe haven. It's you've done it. You've done the deed. Now you should be rewarded for it. So that's my
thing. I agree with you. I think I don't know the best way to solve it. I really don't. It just gets a little bit tricky, but yeah, hitting out of divots seems legitimately criminal because, like you said, you have done the thing that you were asked to do. It is very difficult to drive a ball into a fairway, and once you are in there, that should be considered. You get the best lie that you can get, not a horrific lie. Like it'd be one thing if the result of being in a divot was like, it's not perfect, but we're good. Like the result of being in a divot is you have the worst lie on the golf course.
It's the worst lie you could have.
That's just not fair. It's just unfair. No. And yeah, I mean, you can have tournaments decided by that just by pure blind, ridiculous luck. And I know some people will answer to that. Well, like that's the rub of the green, and you got to. Not really, dude. You're hitting the ball from 300 yards into a strip of grass, and you just get a horrific break where yours went into a tiny little piece of that grass, horrific grass that's been ripped up and like wasn't replaced or hasn't grown back in. Like just move it a millimeter to the right or 4 inches to the right. You're in the same spot. You have the same stance. You have the same everything. You did the thing. You were rewarded because you have a good lie, which is what should happen when you hit it into the fairway. So yeah, I'm gonna get behind that one 100%. I don't know that I can fully get behind Trent's just because I think bunkers are artistically beautiful.
They are beautiful. They're nice to look at, man. When you're stepping on a tee box, they're nice to look at. It's just if you take
not from these eyes, baby.
No,
you looking at these from these eyes. That's a death trap. That's hell on earth.
I think to your point, when we talk about Riggs has always made this point when we talk about Patrick Reed and like if the ball moves a little bit or something, and like the fact that we just put down these ball markers on the greens and then like clean the ball and then place them back down, like they always move an inch here, an inch there, whatever. The fact that we can't just move an inch here, an inch there in the fairway is insane to me. So yeah, I'm all aboard that train. I think the ball moves in spots in which we just don't realize that the ball moves. We should be able to be rewarded for good swings. Amateur golfers should be able to lift, clean, and place at all times, especially at public golf courses. You're in the bunker, you're in someone's fucking footprint, lift, clean, and place it. You have a crazy rock. If you lift the rock away and the ball moves a little bit, you're not fucking playing for a US Open out here. Let's just move the game along. Let's not break our wedges. Let's not break our clubs, chip our really expensive golf clubs that we save all this money up to go buy them. Golf should be a little bit more safer in that aspect, and when you're finally doing the thing, let's get rewarded for it. That's my thing.
Get rewarded. I like being rewarded.
Yeah.
You should reward your body. Let's talk Trifecta Nutrition, the #1 organic meal delivery. If you're trying to look better naked, which is a good thing, or just want to eat healthier, you have to check out Trifecta Meal Delivery. I love it because they've been really good for when I'm crazy busy traveling, trying to get a little bit more fit, fasting, as we have talked about. My body suffers from that because you're just kind of eating garbage. You can't really prepare. You can't be healthy. It's just not possible. What do I do when I would like to feel more healthy is Trifecta Nutrition. You can go to their website, trifectanutrition.com/4. You can pick the meal plan that is perfect for you. If you want to eat something amazing that is chef-created, a chef-created meal, Trifecta does that. If you want to eat chicken, rice, broccoli every day and be significantly more focused on the pure health thing, they do that as well. Fully cooked meals delivered to your door every single week, and you're going to get 40% off. You get 40% off with the code FORE. I don't think any of us love to or believe that we are like good cooks or that we can consciously come up with our own meals that would be both healthy and delicious. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yeah, so I'm always stuck in a spot where I don't want to order takeout every single night because it costs an arm and a leg. But then, like you're saying, Riggs, the other side of that is I have to buy ingredients and then I have to bring them into my apartment. Then I have to heat those appliances up in my kitchen. I don't even know what they do. Like I can't do either of those things. So Trifecta just solves the problem where they just give me the meals and I can make them in my kitchen easily and I eat those, and it really just solves every problem I have with food.
Yeah, they crush it. They just have figured out a great thing. You can shop meal plans, get 40% off with the code FORE. You go to trifectanutrition.com/4, pick the meal plan, you get 40% off with the code FORE. Okay, last, before I throw it to Danielle Kang, I just got to give a little shout out to Hollywood Casino St. Louis. If people haven't noticed, I've been staying here with this pool table and then that bubble hockey table.
Oh, wow. Yeah, bubble hockey is the best fucking game in the world, man.
It's so fun, Frankie. Oh, boy.
It's the best fucking game in the world, man. I went through a stretch where I really was obsessed with bubble hockey to the point, if I look back at my emails, I was messaging with this guy, I think it was like Helix or something, tables, and I got a bubble hockey game because me and my dad just wanted to play it. I was right before I started Barstool, maybe 8 years ago. And I really wanted a bubble hockey game. And, like, we fucking finally got one. I got the cool one. It actually didn't have the bubble on it, but it was a huge one. It was more of it was bubble hockey without the bubble. But we did Islanders, like Rangers, and I painted it. And you guys want to know something? I called it Barstool Arena, and I painted it blue and red, and I put one of the Barstool stickers that came with the clothes that I would buy, like the Barstool hoodie. I put that at center ice. And I made it like the Barstool Arena, the red versus like the blue team versus the Islanders team. And I actually sent it in to Dave. He used to put up blogs now looking back, it was probably Gaz or something, but he would put up blogs every Friday or Saturday. It was like Viva La Stool from wherever. And they'd show pictures of like army guys over in like Afghanistan, like holding a Barstool flag and all these, like, it would be all these cool pictures. And I remember Dave put up like Barstool Arena, and it was my fucking picture of my bubble hockey set. It was like the coolest fucking shit ever, man. I remember going crazy. And then 2 years later, maybe it was even like a year or two later, I was pretty old doing this. I remember it being the biggest moment of my life, and then all of a sudden I was just like traveling the country with him like 7 months later or a year later or whatever. So it was kind of strange. But I fucking love bubble hockey is just my point. I love it more than anything in the world.
It is so much fun. And they're like the suites here, the suite that I'm in, the St. Louis Blues suite, which has like the logo and everything on there.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw it on the chair there.
On the
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So it's just been awesome. I had a bunch of, I've been in St. Louis for like 3 weeks running my operation, if you will, in and out of here. We went up to Michigan, went to New York for a few days, but I've been here a lot. I was here for 4th of July, and Hollywood Casino just kind of, obviously Penn property. They're our guys. But they put us up. Their restaurants are delicious. They got a Charlie Guido's here, which is a great Italian joint in town. And then it's just nice, too, to be able to go to the tables, play some blackjack, play a little bit of roulette with my day ones, as you will say, that are from St. Louis, who, we've done a couple good nights. Feels like normal. Feels like we're just out and about having ourselves a good time, a couple drinks at the casino, and then we got to come here and play pool and bubble hockey in my room, which has led to some intense nights. So Hollywood Casino St. Louis is fucking fantastic.
I want to start going to some Islander road games now that the schedule is going to open up to different cities, and maybe that'll be a place that I want to go. Maybe I'll stay at the Hollywood Casino, see Isles Blues. That would be a fun night.
Dude, you definitely should. It'd be a blast. You can stay in the St. Louis Blues suite, Frankie.
Right, there you go. Light the place on fire.
All right, next up, again, from, a vacation, taking time out of her day, and Coeur d'Alene, the 6th-ranked player in the Rolex World Rankings. She'll be playing in the Olympics, the Solheim Cup, the British Open at Carnoustie coming up, and she's one of our favorites, Danielle Kang.
What up?
Hanging. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you? You guys are the only ones I'm on time for today. Oh, Jesus.
I saw that. Double phone drop to begin. I like it.
Sit. Okay, it's good.
Sit. Nobody move. Nobody move too quickly.
Everyone's all good.
Look at that 99 sweatshirt.
I know. I'm at the hockey school, and then I'm at the Gretzky hockey school right now, and I'm sitting in the car because Wayne's doing his interview in the room.
I just saw you on Golf Channel, and Wayne jumped into the interview.
Was that okay? Because honestly, I'm gonna have to throw my manager under the bus there. He told me the wrong time, so I joined Wayne for his workout circuit this morning, and then I ran back, and I was supposed to take a shower and come to the rink and do the podcast, and then I thought it was at a following hour, and then all of a sudden I got a call from NBC Sports, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I just threw on a hoodie, and I went, "Oh my god, I look like shit. I'm gonna go on here." River and Tatum are running around everywhere. I was like, I'm like, this is fucking all over.
So you were on time. They just weren't on time.
I wasn't on time. They were on time. I was on the wrong time.
You were given the wrong time, but you were on the time that you thought you were supposed to be on.
Yes. And then I felt so bad, but Wayne also made a cameo, so I think it made it all better.
They were shell shocked. Like Eamon and Bacon were just like, that's Wayne Gretzky right there.
I know. They were like, okay, well, nice talking to you. I'm like, oh, I can go?
So what? We're on vacation right now? Is that what's going on?
Yes, I'm on vacation.
Why are you doing media when you're on vacation? You're supposed to be on vacation.
You know what? Work never stops. Always be working, right? You got to always keep grinding and working.
What's this hockey school look like?
I could actually show you guys if you want.
Yeah, I mean, talk. I want to see this.
Oh. Okay, if you want to see it. I thought it was I forgot this is Foreplay. If you guys want to see it, I'll show you guys.
I want to see it. I mean, you got a 99 thing on, and Wayne Gretzky's around. I'm curious.
So, this is the hockey school, run by one of my best friends, Ty Gretzky. And then, hold on. How do you turn the camera? All right, so you enter the school, Gretzky Hockey School, and then it says, "Be great." So they have camps all around states, and got the hockey sticks.
This is sick.
Got the hockey camp. I know, but Wayne's skating right now. So hold on a second. I want Wayne skating. So then we're out here. There are the coaches in there. We got the parents. We got Wayne doing an interview.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, yeah. He's mid-interview.
There's Wayne. I'm showing on Foreplay what the hockey school looks like. And then they have the merch. So, all the cool things that all the Gretzky hockey school, that things they wear. So when they have the hockey schools, they have it honestly in LA, Coeur d'Alene up here. And then so they released the St. Louis, all these little hockey schools. And then they're all limited for people that come to the hockey schools. And this year, it's actually really cool jersey. Let me show you guys that I don't know if you guys know, Walter passed away.
Yep.
And they have a dedication to Wally. And these are the jerseys that all the kids are wearing, which I'll show you guys.
Those are awesome. So now we're looking at a rink.
So I'll go to the rink now. Oh, I gotta go around. Wait.
We're just, I like that we're interrupting a Wayne Gretzky interview.
And then
got his skates on.
he's gonna skate today. He's gonna teach me how to get the puck airborne today.
How's your skate? How's your hockey skills?
I could skate, but
Good start.
Okay, so then now this is the hockey rink. You got the kids. Look at the cute kids.
Oh, a little hockey camp going on.
And then they do all the drills. Back and forth. Those are all the kids wearing the jerseys.
Oh yeah, this is sweet. I mean, imagine grinding in the summer.
And then
like
this
that.
is River learning how to skate today.
Oh yeah, with the chair,
Hold on.
pushing the chair. It's a classic move.
This is Foreplay. Say hi. This is Ty.
What's up, Ty?
Look at River learning how to skate.
That's adorable. He just loves it. Unreal.
So
I feel like we need to see you skate. That's what I'm
River's-
curious about.
River is Dustin's second kid.
How old's
I'll show
River?
you guys. River is 4, I believe.
Oh, it's a good time.
He's a wild one.
Learning.
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
cold.
I got a nephew
Hold on.
who's 4, and he's a wild one too. He gets after it.
And hold on a second.
I like that this is how you spend your week off. You're at hockey camp.
Hi.
What are we looking at? Talk to me.
Oh, you want to meet the owner of the Gretzky Hockey School?
I do. Yeah, we're getting introduction. I mean, it's not a hockey podcast, but we talk hockey all the time on the podcast.
So you know Foreplay? Yeah. I'm showing them the hockey school. Say hi. You're the video.
What's up?
What's
We
up?
got
It's
River
Riggs.
First day at
What's
his
up?
hockey school.
First day, River?
You love hockey, River?
So I'm showing them all the hockey schools, and you guys are doing
River
behind the
learning to
scenes.
skate.
River is this is exclusive. River is learning to skate right now.
Oh, he's buzzing. Look at him.
Okay.
He's crushing it. Oh, we almost fell backwards. That could have hurt. Okay.
This is Tristan.
Amazing. What's up, Tristan?
What up, bro? Tristan
How we
can't.
doing?
He doesn't really know how to shoot a puck. He thinks he knows how to. There's Wayne.
All right, that's just Wayne Gretzky right there with River. Look at this.
And then
Oh,
there's a hockey school.
River's just passing a puck back and forth with Wayne Gretzky. That's what we're looking at right now.
Woo. Okay.
Oh, what a pass. Did you see that pass from River? He's got it already.
I'm too cold. I'll be back, guys. Oh my God. I'm way too cold.
Oh, now you're running.
Anyways, guys. Oh, I'm so cold. I am in shorts.
Little training session in the middle of vacation.
Okay, I'll get my skates on after I'm done with you guys.
You're pretty fast.
I'll be back. Oh God, I'm too cold. Okay. Okay, I'm good now.
Better? Yeah, you had to get out of the you had to get AC. I just ran cold. Breaking news.
Anyways, you guys got
So
a
you-
full behind the scenes exclusive there.
That was awesome. I got to be honest with you. That was very cool. I was watching Wayne Gretzky pass it back and forth with River Johnson. So this is you're like just going to hockey camp in your week off?
Yeah, I came to hockey camp and I love spending time with the boys here. And, it's just, I just need some, like, I love my friends, I just want to see my friends and kind of need to regroup. And what's better place to do it than my friends are up here. And whew, okay, that was too cold.
Less chilly. You're not a cold. You live in Vegas. You're not for the cold.
I love the cold. I just need to put proper gear on.
Where is this? Is this Coeur d'Alene right now?
Well, I'm in Coeur d'Alene, yeah. And
Oh,
then
that
so we're
place
just gonna
looks-
go to, we go to the lake, we go jet skiing, and get good pep talks from Janet, and then gonna be ready to go, get back into gear. Life's not
Does-
all about just the grind,
Does Janet give you the biggest pep talks, or
Janet's
Wayne
the
or
best.
Dustin?
Janet's the best. If I ever need to be super, motivated and realize like why I'm doing this, like sometimes she just reminds me.
She's
I
your
gotta
hype
talk to
girl.
her.
She's your big hype girl.
She's like a good motivational speaker.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have that at times. So, do you play any
Yeah.
golf in your week off, or you just get away from golf?
No, I was supposed to play golf today, but then I'm doing this with you guys, so Janet teed off without me.
How's fun golf for you? Like, can you play fun golf, or do you just grind, or what?
With the
how's
right
it-
people. I could play fun golf with the right people.
What kind of people? What do they have to be like?
Just chill and having fun. I don't want people, if I'm playing golf, like it's different because we do still bet and we have money games or whatever it would be on the side.
Mhm.
But it needs to be, it's got to be with the right people. I'll know, or I just don't play recreational golf with a lot of people. My brother has a joke. Like some guy said, some guy sent a picture of me and David Lipsky to somebody because we were practicing, and said, I played golf with Danielle and David today, and then sent it to his buddy. And his buddy happened to know my brother's caddy, sent it to my brother's caddy, and then he sent it to my brother. And my brother goes, "There's no way my sister played with some random guy." And he goes, No, they play golf together. He goes, "Dude, I know my sister. She doesn't even play golf with my friends. There's no way she played golf. Like, she's pain in the ass. Like, she wouldn't play just for fun today on a Monday." And then Alice calls me. He goes, "Did you play today?" I go, "No."
He knew. Yeah,
He knows. Yeah, I'm very, I'm a consistent, habitual creature. So they all know.
So I saw something pretty relatable that you were posting. I think it was yesterday about your golf bag being under 50 pounds. And that kind of shocked me because you're one of the best players in the world. Do you get shit if your bag's over 50 pounds?
Yeah, if I'm not flying Delta. I mean, I'm a Delta queen, but if I fly anything else and it's over 50 pounds, it's so much money. So
Do you just
the
pack,
wor-
are you like us? Do you pack everything into your golf bag? Like as much shit as you can get into your golf bag, you pack in there?
no, actually, I pack my suitcase a lot. Like,
Okay. How come your golf bag's over 50 pounds usually then?
Because I travel with 16 clubs minimum, 2 umbrellas. I have golf. I always carry 2 dozens of golf balls, my own, carry bags of tees, carry my own bars, and 2 pairs of golf shoes, and my Phil Kenyon putting mirror, the steel one, so it doesn't break. I just carry a lot of golf stuff in there.
I didn't
High
think about the
maintenance.
fact that what's in your golf bag is very different
Yes.
than what's in my golf bag.
Yeah, I gotta carry all that. It's heavy.
What are the 2 extra clubs?
Hybrids. My title's hybrids.
So
Sometimes if
just-
I'm not feeling it and I don't think my body's gonna hit it as well, then I just gotta get the little spooner and then it's just gonna scoop it up in the air. That's what I need.
and you just don't know until you get there that week or that day.
You don't know until the day of, man. I wake up, you go to the golf course, I'm like, Ollie, I'm not fucking feeling it today. Give me that hybrid. I'm not hitting a 4-iron today.
And he just knows. He swaps out the 4-iron and
We
puts the
swap it
hybrid in.
Yes, sir.
How far does that thing? It just goes the same
I have
distance?
2. I have 23 degree and a 20 and a 19, because if I'm really not feeling it, then the 19 will go as far as the 23. But if should be okay, should be 23. 23 goes about 85 cover.
Okay. Are there any really big shots where you had like the hybrid in because that day you weren't feeling the 4-iron that you've hit before? Like shots that are big in a tournament or won a tournament or anything?
Actually, my 5 would want me to tournament at Inverness.
Wow.
And then hybrid, I can't remember anything I just played recently. Marathon, I did put the hybrid in. Hybrid was money there.
You're on vacation.
I wasn't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it that week. And I was going, oh man, I got to take the hybrid. I don't think my 4-iron could catch the The height, the apex is too low. It's gonna be like right there. So I don't see it. I don't see it. And he goes, okay.
I like because I mean you're the sixth best player in the world right now, and sometimes you're not
I
feeling
dropped.
it. Feels like we're like hopeless.
I dropped
'Cause if I'm
again.
not feeling it.
Oh, keep going
What,
back and forth.
Were you fifth?
Yeah. I drop and go back up, drop and go back up. I just need to get my shit together. I've just been not closing it lately.
Do you pay attention to that a lot?
Not as much as I never used to until the Olympics, but I really don't pay that much attention anymore either. But I do need to play better. So that's why vacationing. Just need to chill.
What does get your shit together mean? Like you said you dropped and then you were like, I gotta get my shit together. Sixth in the world. Still, I mean, you're the sixth best at something in the world.
It's been sloppy though. It's been sloppy for a little bit. There's just, I think I said this on the golf channel. Like I want to have a full heart and clear mind and clear eyes. Like that's what I want. And that's what I see. And sometimes in life, like shit happens and things get in your way and you think about things or whatever, but I want to be able to put my full effort into what I want to do. And I'm just a passionate person. So if I only give it 90%, I feel angry because I feel that I could have done better. So as long as I've given it 100%, and if I fail, I'd be okay with it. But if I don't give it 100% and I fail, I would say it's sloppy. And it's just, that's how you need to get your shit together.
How much of that are you referring to is outside of tournament rounds? Like, do you mean get your shit together in that you're grinding, you're practicing 100%?
It's everything.
Okay.
Like I can't be waking up and be tired. I can't come home and skip workout for an entire week, which I did recently because I wasn't feeling it. You can't do that. Like you can, but I don't do that. So even if I skip workout, I still have the basic workouts that I do every morning and every night. Like it's not a workout, it's a warm up, right? But I even skipped that. You shouldn't do that, but I did. So after I noticed that kind of sloppiness, it's not that I'm not motivated. It's just I'm tired. And when I was tired, I know what I need to do to not be tired. Hence, I'm doing everything that I can. So I'm ready to go and just do what I normally do and be better.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's heating up. It's hot. It's just hot out. It's hot out across the country. I'm seeing records in some places. It's just warm. When it is warm like this, you want to have a quick way to raise the bar in your summer style. You're going to want to check out Peter Millar's newest, latest, most laid-back style. It's called their Seaside. I got their trunks right here, boys and girls.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, little swim trunks with the PM logo right there. Dude, they got their shorts. The shorts that they sent me are like the lightest, most comfortable, casual, chill shorts. One of those feels like there's not even material. Like, how do you make something out of no material? I don't really comprehend that.
They've got the sandals also, the classy light brown sandals with the blue bottoms. I've tweeted them out before. I put them on my Instagram story. People can't believe how good of a sandal it is. It's the ultimate wear it to the pool, wear it to the maybe the waterside bar. You walk in with that and people see what's on the bottom of those sandals. They see the Peter Millar crown. Come on now.
Peter Millar just needs to make every type of clothing. They just need to spread out into every area. Obviously, the polos and the pants and the golf shorts, all those are great. We wear those all the time. But it sounds like what you guys are referring to, they're just starting to make other stuff, and they should make everything because everything Peter Millar makes is the best thing you could buy. Everything.
Puppy comes with a nice koozie, too. A cool, fun little koozie.
Got a koozie.
Even the koozie's high quality. So, look, their Seaside is hands down the most laid-back apparel that they've made. They're using special washes and techniques to make sure these are the softest clothes in your closet, whether it's their natural touch or aqua cotton polos, their lightweight shorts, or a pair of their custom printed swim trunks like I'm showing you right now. You'll want to be living in Peter Millar Seaside all summer long. Check out their whole Seaside collection at petermillar.com/Fore and receive free shipping and a complimentary gift with your purchase. Again, petermillar.com/Fore. Their Seaside collection is fantastic. You get a free shipping and you get a free complimentary gift with purchase at petermillar.com/Fore. What does somebody like you use for motivation? Do you watch like YouTube videos? Is it music? Do you read anything? How do you find, because clearly you're upset that you're sixth. Like that means deep inside your heart, you believe like you could be the single best. And you've won, major championship. You won 5 times on tour. Like you think you can be the best. You know that there's times you're not doing what you need to do to be the best. So how does Danielle Kang motivate herself?
I motivate myself by looking at the people around me. So I surround myself like people that wait a second, how do I word this? The people that I'm surrounded by, there you go. Not I surrounded myself. People that I'm surrounded by are some really cool, awesome people. And I'm not talking about big names or not. I'm just talking about all my friends that work really hard in their job, doing what they do. And whether it's Butch Harmon, I mean, that man works so hard for me. To me, it's 117 degrees outside, and he's coming out to watch me hit balls because he knows that my wedges were shit, and he wants to see it. And he's coming out at that heat, and the effort that these people put in for me, that motivates me because I want to be the best for the people around me. And Butch always says that I need to be more selfish and more self-centered. I'm actually not a very selfish person. And yes, I understand there's no selfless or selfish. I get it. Like the no selfless good deed. I get it. People have that argument with me. But I'm saying like, I don't think about me. I think about others before me. As in, I want to do something for that person. Like I want to do better for that person. And Butch always says like, do it for you. But then for me, he knows that I'm more motivated by doing it for other people. Like I go to a tournament, I go, I'll bring you back a flag, Butch. Like we worked so hard after the pandemic. I'll make sure to get you your flag. Like that's kind of what motivates me. And if I go to a major, like wanting to get myself on a major wall and I don't do everything I can to accomplish that, then I'm disappointed in myself. It's kind of, that's how I motivate myself more so than anything. Like think about your family, like all the support. You know how much shit and drama my mom has to listen to in my life? Like I mean, I don't know what I would do without that woman, but she has to hear some random shit. Like the things that I never talk about with anybody. And it is the dumbest thing that bothers me. And I will call my mom and be like, guess what happened? I'm like, this is pissing me off. This is pissing me off. My mom goes, okay, honey, like let it go. Or like, and then she listens. But she has to listen to so much bullshit. But if I don't have anybody to talk to my BS to, I wouldn't know how to move on with it, So, and I don't know. That's what
I think I just think it comes off very admirable that your motivation comes almost from like this desire to deliver for everyone else around you, right? Like that's cool because other folks, they can come off as significantly more selfish or cold-blooded or whatever if their motivation is like to do it just for them. And really, like selfishness is fine. Like we're all ourselves. So like who cares?
Yeah.
You're clearly trying to like make
everybody's
your life
selfish.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need to be selfish to a degree, but it's very interesting. It almost like your selfishness comes from your selflessness, and that you're like, in order to do, like, I know these other motherfuckers around me are going to be really happy if good things happen to me. So I need to make good things happen.
So it's like a selfish selflessness. It's like kind of weird. Like it's good to me, but then I like it. So then technically because I like it, like, I don't know how you look at it, but yeah, that's what people say. So my friends always say like, every time I get them really cool Adidas gear, I send them a bunch of stuff and they're like, oh, thanks, bitch. Like you're such a selfish bitch. Thank you. Because it makes me feel good to send them something.
Right. You're just doing it to please yourself so that they'll be happy that they have Adidas
exactly.
gear. Stupid. So we mentioned the Olympics earlier. I mean, the Olympics it's just weird this year, as everybody knows. Like you guys aren't gonna be able to go to other events, but it's the Olympics. So, comparing it to other events, majors, whatever, like what's your hype level for the Olympics?
My hype level is just exceeded my entire barometer or anything, any measurement device possible, because I understand that it's not the same as other Olympics. And if I've been to the Olympics, I will let you guys know, but I haven't. So to me, it's my first Olympics. I am so proud of myself that I qualified and kept playing well and solid and consistently for another 15 months, etc. And I kind of consider, I was like in my head, like I had to keep qualifying, and because golf, like you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you play golf, one day you don't play good. It's not a fear that, I don't know, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, so me going over there, when people say there aren't any fans, it's not going to be the same, like, this and this and this. Okay, this is when I'm going to get selfish. I'm really not going there for like you. I'm going there for me and for my country. Like, I want to make my country proud. I want to represent my country. I want to compete in the Olympics. Like, it's as simple as that. So for me to even have this Olympics to happen is just incredible, because it almost didn't.
Awesome.
I might have.
I think that's the right answer. I mean, I think that's the best answer I've heard. Where
oh really?
There's just no hesitation with you. You were like,
no, it's the truth.
hype level. It's the Olympics. Like, I'm going to the Olympics. And you can tell it's genuine, because earlier you knew that you were tracking your world rankings because that's what got you into the Olympics.
I've never cried more about my golfer rankings because of the Olympics than this recent times. I never cared about my rankings. I never cared about beating someone or having good results, or it'll naturally happen if I keep practicing. I always trust my process, and and results came. But this time, nope, I needed the results, and it drove me mad. Like, I was a freaking nightmare because I needed this. I wanted this. Like, my phone screensaver has been the Olympics Tokyo 2020 for 5 fucking years. 5 years, my screensaver has been the same thing. It's just, I look at it every day and I'm like, that's all I wanted, to make the Olympics. And for it to not happen, I would have been more devastated than anything. So
how do you then kind of level off your hype level, your excitement for it, so that you don't go in, putting it too much on a pedestal and play your best golf?
It's done. Me making it, I'm already on cloud 9.
Okay.
And competition, I compete every week. That's still a competition. That's kind of separate for me than just making the Olympics for me. Like, making the Olympics was the cloud 9, the pedestal that drove me mad, insane, that anger. Like, I wanted it and just was desperate. Like, I've never gotten that desperate. And I'm not desperate after that. Like, now it's time to be game on, now, like, we're gonna go there's one trophy, let's go get the trophy.
So golf is unique in that I feel like it's the only sport in the world people say you can try too hard sometimes, and that trying too hard in golf can like hurt you. From your perspective, as someone that's actually one of the best players in the world at the game of golf, do you have to balance that? Have you ever gone into a tournament and been like, I just like wanted it too much, or I put it, like I said earlier, too high on a pedestal? Or how do you balance that?
Definitely, because of the Olympics. I've been trying so hard. I've been trying so hard to win. I've been trying so hard to secure the position. I thought I was going to be, I don't know, I was going to drop or jump by somebody, whatever it may be. I just tried so hard. Like, honestly, the word that comes to my mind is desperate. I was desperate. And golf, I can't control it. I can't control what other people do. Like, I gave myself opportunities to win, and I did give myself a bunch of opportunities to win. One of the proudest moments of my life is winning back-to-back when I came out of the pandemic, was because I was so geared that I needed to secure, but that wasn't secured enough. And then after that, I got desperate because it still wasn't confirmed. So I felt deflated after I won, after feeling the high, like, oh my God, like, this is what I worked for. This is what I wanted. Like, I fucking grinded. I'm going to come out here and win, secure my position. And then I won 2 tournaments, but it wasn't enough. And that's when I felt down and desperate. And it actually did a reverse thing on me. And then for the last whatever months, I've been trying so hard to win that it's just isn't. My mom's like, it's not gonna, honey, like, you're so desperate. And for no reason, it's done. Just stop. Like, where is your fun? Like, you don't do this. Like, why are you don't? And then my mom actually had a nice chat, and I just feel much better about everything. And one of the things is that I really want to enjoy the fact that I made the Olympics, and you only get to make the Olympics for the first time one time. So that's what I'm doing, is just enjoy it.
How influential is your mom on everything, on your day to day, on your career? Because it sounds like, you know, you keep referencing chats with her, conversations with her. How important is your mom and everything that you've got going on?
She's honestly like my everything. So she's my rock. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing to even put words on for her, because I don't know how I would do a lot of things without her, because she's kind of like my confidant, you know. She's there when I'm down. She's there when when I'm up. She's there to remind me that everything's okay. Like, to have somebody in your life to tell you that it's okay is a big deal. And somebody can tell you it's fine, but when you truly know that they actually believe it's fine and it's what I have with her. So
Is there ever a time where you can sense that she doesn't think it's going to be fine and you like call
oh no,
her
she'll
out
tell
for
me.
bullshit?
No,
Okay,
my
good.
mom does not bullshit. If she says, she'll tell me, honey, you know, you're kind of like, she even says, like, if I'm slacking and if I'm not playing well, and I go, God, I have not been playing well, my mom goes, well, you know, have you been, she'll ask me, like, have you been putting as much time in that you would normally do? Or did you do what you're supposed to do? Because she doesn't know. She always gets me to realize. And if I gain weight, she'd be like, honey, you know, I'm like, Mom, am I gaining weight? She goes, a little bit. Like, she's not going to be like, no, sweetie, you're fine. Like, she's not that type of mom. She will not BS you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You recently just played the team event with Lydia Ko. How close are you guys? How fun was that playing with her?
I had so much fun. Yes, we played bad the third day. I get it. People have sent me messages and, you know, commented, like, oh, why are you having so much fun when you guys are playing bad? Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's fine.
Shut up, losers.
Shit,
Those are just losers.
happens. Like, relax. You know, do you think we wanted to make a triple? It's not our fucking fault that number 16 has been a bitch to us the entire week. Like, I bogey that hole every day. Like, it's not whatever. But Lydia and I, like, there was nothing of sorry or hey, like, it's okay. Like, but we both knew that we wanted to play the best for each other, but we had so much fun. Like, she's a great player. I've known her since she was, I don't even know, like, we've known each other for like 11 years now. And she honestly has been like my little sister. We don't play practice rounds very often. We don't hang out at the golf course much at all, actually, but she's kind of like the sister that I have. Like, you don't have to talk to them every day, but they're always there. I mean, we have matching tattoos, for God's sake. So she has, it was the first time we got to play a team event, and I absolutely loved it. And we were talking about it. She goes, if we go back next year, like, looking at our schedule, I mean, she goes, I want you to be my partner and stuff. So
give everybody the full story on the matching tattoos.
I don't 100% remember the story, but we got two little hearts. We both really wanted it, and then we both earned it. I do remember that we had to do something at the CME Tour Championship, so I ended up finishing top 10 or something. We both had to finish top 10 or something, and then I finished top 5, I believe, or something, and she won. And then we both went to some random boondock tattoo place in Florida, and then we just got it tattooed. Yeah,
I love that. I absolutely love that. We got a big stretch coming up. Olympics got up, British Open. And I'm sure it'll be nice to have a little, you know, recharge going into that.
I have the Olympics, the British Open, and the Solheim. Don't forget Solheim.
Solheim, are you most like Solheim? You know, are your memories from that as good as any memories in golf? Because I remember, just you had a big smile on your face. You were a savage. The last time, what is that like? What are those memories like for you?
I have some good memories and some bad memories from Solheim. I mean, it's never good to lose, right? So Solheim is 2017 is a special one that I'm going to remember for a long time. And then I'm just really excited to play for United States again. So for me to be ready to compete in the Olympics and the British Open, and my importance was the Solheim too. You're still representing USA. Like, I want to be ready, and I want to I want to have the best part of my games ready to go. And I had to take that into consideration, you know, planning out my schedule, because we're representing the USA twice in the next 7 to 8 weeks for, you know, over under. Nothing's more really important than that, right? It's just bigger than us. Sometimes it's just bigger than myself, bigger than you. And sometimes it's about getting people together, and nothing gets people more together than sports, in my opinion. Like, sports is just the pedestal for me, where people can just root for one another, be a team, and cheer for each other, and come together and hang out together. It's a cool concept.
It's the best reality TV that there is too. I mean,
It's the best. And you know
nobody-
how hard people work, you know, to go out there in any sport, and then what they go through mentally, physically, what they put their body through, like all of it. You can't help but to like root for people. So
I love it. I completely agree. I think, look, I think you're very easy to root for. I love how you're just, you know, it's like the heart's on the sleeve talking about the Olympics, Solheim, everything. So we'll be rooting for you. Good play. I'm very, very glad you made it into the Olympics. I can tell how fired up you are, and, you know, took some vacation time to talk to me. So we very much appreciate it.
no problem. Thank you guys. You guys got the whole tour today. You guys got a pretty cool tour today. Great
We
timing
did.
for you guys, actually. Great. It's all timing. Life's still about timing.
We had a Wayne Gretzky cameo on the podcast.
Oh,
That's never happened before. I appreciate it.
I'm like, sorry,
Good luck. We appreciate it, Danielle. I don't want to take up your whole vacation. So thank you very much. Seriously.
All right. I'm going to go skate now. Bye,
Good luck
guys.
out there. Bye.
Bye.